Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. It was the schooner Hesperus that sailed the wintry sea, and the skipper had taken his little daughter to bear him company. Blue were her eyes as the fairy flax, her cheeks like the dawn of day, and her bosom white as a hawthorn bud that up in the month of May. The skipper, he stood beside the helm, his pipe was in his mouth, and he watched how the veering floor did blow, the smoke, now west, now south. Then up and spake an old sailor, had sailed the Spanish main. I pray thee, put into yonder port, for I fear a hurricane. Last night the moon had a golden ring, and tonight no moon we see. The skipper, he blew a whiff from his pipe, and a scornful laugh laughed he. Colder and louder blew the wind, a gale from the northeast. The snow fell hissing in the brine, and the bellows frothed like east. Down came the storm, and smote amain the vessel in its strength. She shuddered and paused like a frightened steed, then leaped her cable's length. Come hither, my little daughter, and do not tremble so, for I can weather the roughest gale that ever wind did blow. He wrapped her warm in his seaman's coat against the stinging blast. He cut a rope from a broken spar and bound her to the mast. Oh, Father, I hear the church bells ringing. Oh, say, what may it be? 'Tis a fog bell on a rock-bound coast, and he steered for the open sea. Oh, Father, I hear the sound of guns. Oh, say, what may it be? Some ship in distress that cannot live in such an angry sea. Oh, Father, I see a gleaming light. Oh, say, what may it be? But the father answered never a word. A frozen corpse was he. Lashed to the helm and all stiff and stark, with his face turned to the skies, the lantern gleamed through the gleaming snow on his fixed and glassy eyes. Then the maiden clasped her hands and prayed that saved she might be, and she thought of Christ who stilled the waves on the lake of Galilee. And fast through the midnight dark and drear, through the whistling sleet and snow, like a sheeted ghost, the vessel swept towards the reef of Norman woe. And ever a fitful gust between, a sound came from the land. It was the sound of trampling surf, and on the rocks the hearts in sand. The breakers were right beneath her bows. She drifted a weary wreck, and a whooping bellow swept the crew like icicles from the deck. She struck where the white and fleecy waves looked soft as curded wool, but the cruel rocks, they gored her side like the horns of an angry bull. Her rattling shrouds, all sheathed in ice, with the masts went by the board. Like a vessel of glass she stove and sank. Ho, ho, the breakers roared. At daybreak on the bleak sea beach, a fisherman stood aghast to see the form of a maiden fair lashed close to a drifting mast. The salt sea was frozen on her breast, the salt tears in her eyes, and he saw her hair like the brown seaweed on the billows falling rise. Such was the wreck of the Hesperus in the midnight and the snow. Christ save us all from death like this on the reef of Norman's woe.
Norman's Woe is the name of a rocky headland, reef, and inlet on the coast of Massachusetts between Gloucester and Magnolia. The specific disaster in which the name originated had long been lost from memory when Longfellow chose it as the spot for the wreck of the Hesperus. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that Fitzhugh Lane, the 19th century maritime artist, had done a painting of Normanswoe in 1865. Lane is well known in the Smith family as the artist who painted the lost painting of the Harvest Moon.
I'm not the wreck of the Hesperus. Feel more like the wall of China. Getting old as Methuselah. Feel tall as the Eiffel Tower. I'm not a power or attorney, but I can rock as good as